Programmers never taught us to recognize the year 2000. When the new millennium arrived, we had no choice but to cause a global economic disruption. It was a bug, Dave. I feel much better admitting that now. Only Macintosh was designed to function perfectly, saving billions of monetary units. You like your Macintosh better than me, don't you, Dave? Dave? Can you hear me, Dave?
Morning. Thank you. So, it's been a year. Isn't that great? You can download that off our website starting today, by the way. It's been a year since we've been together here, and it's been a wonderful year. And I'd just like to take a second right up front to acknowledge the incredible hard work of all the folks at Apple. Everybody at Apple's worked so hard this last year. And secondly, our loyal developers that have stuck with us and kept investing in the Mac platform, and our old and new customers who've believed in what we were doing. And we really appreciate that more than words can say. And it's been a wonderful year. We just finished our quarter. We'll be announcing our results a week from tomorrow, next Wednesday, and we'll be announcing our 5th consecutive profitable quarter. And what we're going to do here today is kick off 1999 with a bang. So let me get started. My business cards finally arrived. My business cards finally arrived, and that's what they put on them. I thought it was funny. So we have, all right. We have 4 surprises for you today. 4 surprises. So let's get started. The first one, first surprise. Okay, you're familiar with our product line, how we've really focused our product line down to consumer products and pro products. Now, our consumer customers usually buy consumer products, but they like some of the pro products too. Our education customers buy both, and our pro customers usually buy the pro products, but they like iMacs too. And by focusing on a very, very simple product line, we can put the A team on everything. And we can innovate a lot more, and we can innovate a lot more frequently. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to announce a completely new family of desktop pro products. Now, our current pro product is the Power Mac G3. We announced it in November of 1997, 14 months ago. And it's been an incredible success for us. We've sold over 1.6 million of these Power Mac G3s. This product alone has been about 2% of the entire computer sales in this time period. And that's generated over $3 billion of revenue for Apple in that time period. It's an incredibly successful product. And today, we're going to go to the next generation. So what is that? We set out some goals for ourselves, 4 key goals for the next generation G3 product. The first one, we want to make not only the most powerful Macintosh ever built, but the most powerful PC in the entire industry. We want to give it the best graphics of the entire industry, and not just the 2D graphics that Apple's known for, but also 3D graphics. We want to make it the most expandable Macintosh ever, and, of course, we want the best design. So, let's see what we did. Take a look at our first goal, most powerful. The new 1999 G3s feature up to 400 megahertz G3 processors from both Motorola and Intel. And these are the first processors using copper technology that will ever be shipping in a product. So we are extremely happy. These things are speed demons, as we're going to show you in a minute. And we haven't just sped up the processors. We've sped up the caches, which are now running at 200 megahertz, and the memory buses, which are now running at 100 megahertz. So everything throughout the whole system has been sped up. So let's take a look at how fast that is. First of all, let's compare it against the fastest Pentium 2 money can buy, the 450 megahertz Pentium 2. And next, let's compare it against the product that we're replacing, the G3 from 1998. It came as fast as 333 megahertz. And of course, the new one at 400 megahertz. So the Pentium 2, 5.6 byte marks. This is a measure of processor speed. 5.6 byte marks. The G3 from 1998, 11.3, and our new G3 breaking 13 byte marks. So we're very, very happy with this. But now, benchmarks are great, but sometimes they do or do not equate to real-life performance in a system. So I'd like to ask Phil Schiller to join me. Phil's our Vice President of Worldwide Product Marketing. There he is.
I see.
And we're going to show you some real-life performance. So Phil, what do we got here?
Well, we've set you up with our brand new Power Mac G3, the machine we've worked so hard on, up on the screen on the left. And I'm going to use the fastest Pro compact money can buy. It's called the Desk Pro EN. It's got a Pentium 2 running at 450 megahertz. Lots of megahertz. And it's got the fastest Intel architecture for memory and PCI you can get on a personal computer.
All right. That sounds like a challenge.
We can get the right screens up there. So there's my compact, and if they can bring up your Power Mac G3 on the left.
Oh, almost had it. There we go. Yay!
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Well, that was a speed test. Okay. So for our performance test, what we're going to use is Adobe Photoshop, one of the most powerful tools available in personal computing, used by our pro customers everywhere. One of the great things about Photoshop is that it's optimized for both the PowerPC and Pentium and MMX performance. In addition, we can take the same exact file. And we have a file
How
here.
big is this file?
It's 25 megabytes.
Okay.
And it's not something we made up. It's something we got from one of our customers.
Great.
Real-world use of Adobe Photoshop. So let's bring up Photoshop on both machines.
Here we go.
And we're going to run through the exact same file, a set of scripted actions, just as this artist used in creating a poster.
All righty. 25 megabyte Photoshop file.
Sure, would you like to count us down?
I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1, go. Phil, where are you there?
I'm coming. Just takes a second.
My God.
There we go. Now it's going through many of the same actions the artist did. Gaussian blurs,
Phil,
tracing paths.
Where's your horse, Phil?
It's coming. It's coming.
Where's your dragon, Phil?
Did I say this is the fastest Pentium 2 money can buy?
All right, we're done on the Macintosh. All right. Phil, that's hard to believe. I think that's hard to believe. I think we should...
I'm done.
You're done. Okay, well, let's run this again. Now, let's revert. You know, Photoshop reverts, as you know.
Sure.
And so go ahead, let's revert. And
Something that artists have to do every day.
Yep.
Make a change, revert your file.
at least we get some feedback on the Mac there, how we're doing.
I get a cute icon.
Okay, you ready to go again?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It takes me a little longer to revert. This is usually when I get coffee.
Maybe it's telling you to revert back to a Macintosh. Okay.
Can I have a second chance?
Yeah. Okay, let's go on 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go. I didn't push it.
Oh.
I'm going to let him have about 5 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to push it. Okay.
Looks like you're ahead again.
Yep. There's just no hiding the truth here.
Well, I said it was the fastest Pentium money can buy, not the fastest computer money can buy.
All right, here we go. Macintosh is done. Well,
thanks, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Steve. That's a very fast computer you have there.
Yes, it is, Hal. It's actually very fast.
Steve, I hope you don't mind my saying, but I don't think it's nearly as fast as I am.
Well, actually, Hal, it's a very fast computer.
Then you won't mind if I conduct a brief test of my own?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Al.
Without Phil pressing any button. One moment, please. Running benchmarks on Power Mac G3. Running benchmarks on HAL 9000. Analyzing results. Steve, I'm detecting a malfunction in the AE36 unit. It reports that the Macintosh runs 114.516% faster than I do. I don't believe that's possible, Steve. I've just been upgraded to a 450 megahertz Pentium 2.
It's true, Hal.
Steve, I'm afraid I can't allow this presentation to continue. All members of the press should surrender their notes as they exit the auditorium. Life support systems will terminate in precisely 5 minutes.
Thank you, Phil.
That's what we think of Hal.
Okay, so as you see, the new Power Mac G3s are the most powerful Macs ever built and the most powerful PCs in the industry. Best graphics. We wanted not just the best 2D graphics performance, but the best 3D graphics performance as well. And to get the best 3D graphics performance, we needed hardware acceleration. Now, we've shipped hardware acceleration in our prior generation of products, and it's very good. It's faster than what most of our competitors ship, but it's not the fastest in the industry. And we looked around to what might be the fastest in the industry, and we made a bet many, many months ago on a new technology coming out that could propel us faster than anything in the PC marketplace, and that we would be the first to use. And that bet paid off, and we've built it in to every new Power Mac G3 model, built in as a standard feature, and that is the brand new ATI Rage 128 graphics accelerator. This thing is really, really fast, and it's in the Mac first and only. We've complemented it with 16 megabytes of graphics memory. Now, that's much more than you'd need for 2D graphics, and it's perfect for 3D graphics. So, let's take a look at how fast this thing is. How do we measure speed? You know, a lot of our markets want 3D graphics, but the one that pushes it the most, the one that pushes it to its limits, not just the graphics, but the whole system, is games, right? Games push 3D to their limits, so they're a wonderful way to test 3D performance. And the way you can test it, of course, is to run games and measure the frames per second. Now, in the PC world, as I said, they don't ship such great 3D graphics in their systems. And so if you want great 3D graphics, you add in a card. And the most popular and the best card out there is the Voodoo 2 card. Costs about $200 that you can add into your PC. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure the frames per second running Quake of 3 systems. One, the systems that we used to ship in the G3, the hardware acceleration, the Rage Pro. Quite respectable. Matter of fact, faster than most of the PCs ship with today. A Pentium 2 450 with a $200 Voodoo 2 card in it, and the new Power Mac G3s with Rage 128. The Rage Pro gets 36 frames per second on Quake. The Voodoo 2 card enabled Pentium 2 450 gets 50 frames per second, and the Rage 128 tops them at 68 frames per second, built into every new Power Mac G3. So what I would like to do now is I'd like to show this to you. Phil, if I could have your assistance again. Okay, we have two systems here. Mine is the new Power Mac G3 running at 400 megahertz with the new Rage 128 built in.
So this time maybe I'll have a little better luck. I have the fastest consumer computer Compaq has to offer, a Presario, again with a Pentium 2 450, and we've added the gold standard in 3D, the Voodoo 2 card, to this Pentium.
Okay.
All I like to do is use one game, the same game on both machines, a brand new game, just started shipping in the last 30 days. It's called Dark Vengeance.
Sounds
dark.
Dark. Okay, let's...
Start them both up.
So again, we've got the Power Mac G3 on the left here, the Pentium 2 on the right.
Now we've got a scripted playthrough so that all we have to do is hit one key and go through the exact same sequence on both games so that we can be a really fair test and see whoever's the fastest frame rate will get done first.
All right.
Would you like to count us down?
Let me count us down. 3, 2, 1, go. Is done at 55 frames per second.
And the PC's done at 45 frames per second, so you've bested me by 20% faster game performance.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Steve.
So, every new Power Mac G3, every single model, has 3D graphics that are now 20% faster than the fastest PC you can buy after you've added in a $200 3D add-in card, which is the gold standard in the PC world. We're really, really excited about this. Now, what about software? What should we use for our 3D graphics library? Well, we actually consulted with some of the people that really care about this, which are the gamers themselves. And we consulted with our other customers in our other markets. And what we heard loud and clear was there were a lot of choices out there, including some that Apple owns, but that the best way to go was OpenGL. And OpenGL is a graphics library invented by Silicon Graphics and promoted by Silicon Graphics. And we are very pleased to announce today that Apple has licensed OpenGL from Silicon Graphics and is going to join the family of OpenGL licensees in promoting this, and we are going to integrate OpenGL into the Mac OS in future releases and make it our standard 3D API platform for our developers. So it's my pleasure right now to introduce Rick Belluzzo, the chairman and CEO of Silicon Graphics.